Everyone, it is me, Lauren, with Cadillac Law, checking in. Hope you're all doing well. I am a Texas lawyer here to teach you about Texas law, and nothing I tell you creates an attorney-client relationship or should be considered legal advice. This is just general knowledge. I'm trying to make it fun, as fun as I can, and try to just get information out to the public. Knowledge is power. Before we get into our content today, and it is going to be an exciting day, make sure you hit like, subscribe, share this with your friends. I told my son, I need you to share my YouTube with your friends. And he said, we don't watch old people. He's 15, so. I'm not even 40, Okay. So anyhow, like, subscribe. If you have friends who do watch old people, maybe share with them. I don't know. Today, I want to talk to you about a topic that I actually get a lot of questions about on a pretty, the hair. Sorry, guys. The hair is just always an issue. I get questions on this topic on a regular basis, and it is deed fraud. Like, how do I protect myself from deed fraud? And the answer is, okay, so what is deed fraud? In the state of Texas, we are a race notice state. We have a county recorder. And what that means is, if let's say I sell you a piece of real estate, I write you a deed, but I also on that very same day sell it to Sally, and I write her a deed. Well, whoever gets to the recorder's office first, Sally or you, wins and will have superior title because we're a race notice. So once that deed that I sold to you was recorded, then Sally was technically on notice and she shouldn't have bought the house or the property. Okay, so we are a state where we don't like to pay taxes, and we are a state where we are about very much individual freedom. So that translates into having county recorder office that is just recording. So the county recorder is taking a deed and they're just making sure there's just a short checklist of items that must be in the deed, right? Like a name, an address, the word grantee, grantor. I don't know what their checklist is, but let me tell you, it's not that great. And if it doesn't match that checklist, then they send the deed back or they reject the filing, whatever it may be. But if it meets that checklist, they're just going to record it. So what that means is people can accidentally or purposefully record deeds onto your property without you ever knowing it. I had a case once where I was hired for property tax protest and I found the property was not in their name. I went back and looked. A title company had mistyped a digit on a deed and it got recorded on my client's property. Luckily, it was a title company. We were able to kind of get everything resolved. But those accidents happen. Sometimes they're not fraud. Sometimes they're accidents. And they happen. There's a lot of room for human error in the way that we manage our deeds and our deed recording system. Just the way that it is. So that also leaves room for fraud and for someone to, write a deed from you to themselves and go record it. Nobody's going to verify that that's actually your signature, that you actually intended on doing it. They're just going to take the recording fee and record it. And that's where you start getting into the deed and the real estate fraud. There's not really any way to actually protect yourself except kind of like your credit score, where you just keep an eye on it. I suggest starting with your CAD, so like Dallas CAD or Bearcat, wherever you are, and making sure that it says your name on the CAD. The CAD is not a source of legal ownership, but it is a nice little trigger. Like if you go there and it's your property and it doesn't say your name, whoop, 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 something's up, and now you can go look into the county records. So you're going to have to check the CAD once a year for your property values for property tax protest reasons anyhow. I would just go back that time and just make sure it's in your name, that it looks legit. If you see that it doesn't, like there's a different name on there or something, that is when you want to go back to the deed records and kind of figure out what happened. You could have us help you, or you can do it on your own. You can figure out what's going on. Then sometimes it takes a lawsuit to cure things. It really just depends on how the deed got there. But the long and short is the only real way to protect yourself is to just be aware and to check on it and to make sure you're aware and to make sure you're checking on it. Otherwise, you're just kind of, we're all just out here on our own. And, I got to be honest, it doesn't happen a whole lot. It does happen, but it doesn't happen like, I mean, sure, it happens once a week at least, but it's not happening all the time, and it's hard to steal a house, as I'm sure you can imagine. So if you do see some kind of issue, give our office a call and let's talk about it. Let's see if something's going on. Otherwise, just do your once a year check on the DCAD. Just make sure it has your name. If you see any issue, pick up the phone or go to the county recorder's office and try to figure it out. Okay, well, I hope you've learned something. Maybe not. And I hope you have a beautiful day. As always, if you need us, 972-845-1200. Thank you.